Hello everyone and welcome to another Japanese progress update. This is number 17 already. It's crazy. The last one I think was 4 months ago and a couple of things happened, so I thought it would be a good time for me to sort of share with you what happened and see where I'm at with Japanese. So just to put a bit of context, the last video I did was before the challenge that I did, which was called 40 Hours 7-Day Language Challenge. And it was a challenge where for an entire week I had to do 40 hours and I documented it on my channel. You will see a series of 7 videos to talk about it. And that was an interesting challenge because that really forced me to do a lot of Japanese. And I saw a lot of the benefits of doing that, which was, I don't know, it's hard to explain because in a week, even if it's 40 hours, you don't see that much progress. But I was kind of in a Japanese sort of bubble mindset kind of thing, or like flow, I suppose, where I felt like, I don't know, it's kind of like I felt more fluent, even though I didn't feel like I could particularly understand more. It's really hard to explain, but I think your brain goes into like language mode sometimes and you just feel more comfortable with the language. It just kind of gets used to it more if you do something intensively. I have no idea if this is making sense, but this is what I experienced. And to be fair, it did help me not just being in the flow of Japanese, but also trying to pick up, more some phrases and sort of getting an understanding of particles, because particles in Japanese are, a big thing, obviously. So that helped with that, and it kind of encouraged me to do more immersion, essentially. Sadly, I haven't had too much time to do it. But it's definitely something that I know I need to do, and I would tell anyone that you need to watch lots of content as much as possible in the language. So that inspired me to do more of that, and I will have this summer more time to do that. So I'll talk about that in the following update, I guess. However, at the moment I kind of feel a bit frustrated with my progress. I mean, learning Japanese is a long road, like there's a long way to go for any language, but I feel like compared to the languages I've learned before, Japanese is definitely a hard one. And there's so many things I need to work on. I need to work on my listening skills, speaking skills, my writing. I do like to practice writing a bit, but I understand that it's not going to be my priority because we don't write as much as we, read, listen, or speak the language. Well, I mean, in my case anyway. So there's definitely a lot of things I need to work on. And that's going to be my plan for this summer, to be honest. I'm still doing language classes and also conversation classes in Japanese. So that's going to help for sure, but I want to also focus on revising all the N5, N4 content, so that means grammar, kanji would be nice, and vocab as well, which I'm doing. As usual, I use Anki a lot to, refresh on the vocab, review all the time, learn new words, because I think that's sort of my weakness at the moment, is not having enough vocab. So the thing is, when you learn a lot of grammar, which is great, you kind of reach a point that if you do too much grammar, then your vocab kind of stays there, if that makes sense. So I kind of need to catch up on my vocab, because it's nice to have grammar, but if you don't have words to put into the language or the grammar structures, then the point is very, the use of grammar is going to be very limited in that case. So that's something I'm going to focus on. In terms of conversation classes, I started to do some with a new tutor, and she's really nice. I really enjoy the classes with her, and I think I like the idea of changing every now and then conversation tutors, because that allows you to sort of have repeats of what you've done, because at my level, anything I say is going to be practiced and it's going to be useful. So even if I choose a new teacher and I end up just doing basic things like introducing myself, it's still practice, and that still sort of contributes to my fluency in the long run. And I also enjoy having different tutors, because each tutor is going to be different and they all bring something to the table. They have their own style, their own sort of topic of interest, and I think it's quite nice to change tutors. I'm even considering having multiple ones a week, like maybe not 5 or whatever, but maybe like 2, and then maybe rotate a bit. That would be quite nice, because I don't know, it's kind of nice, but that gives you lots of different opportunities to talk about different things, and that's, yeah, I think that's a great way to go about it. I'm still doing my normal language classes, and I think it is possible that I will sort of put a break on my online lessons, just as I said, because I want to focus on N4 and 5 content, which I don't think I've mastered so much yet. And with N5 and 4 you can already say quite a lot, so I think it's a nice stage to be in, because, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I guess I find that it makes more sense to work on the foundations, and then when I'm ready, or almost ready, because, you know, I'm never going to master fully the content, or not yet, then I can move up to N3, which I'm really looking forward to. N3 sounds really exciting, probably very hard, but I feel like I'm going to be able to express many more things, so I'm looking forward to that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is going to Japan. As you know, we are in a world pandemic, it's no secret, and unfortunately the last trip I was supposed to do was for Japan, essentially, and it got cancelled. And at the moment we don't know when Japan is going to reopen, so it's kind of all up in the air. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to go. I wish I could go. I hope I will be able to go in September, but I think it's looking like it's going to be more like January. I think. I don't know. No one really knows, I guess. But I try to regularly check the updates, and then I'll be looking forward to put into practice all my language skills, see my friends, and yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to compare my experience between my first and second trip and now what would be my third trip in terms of language, and hopefully I'll be able to understand more things, or maybe not. We'll see. I mean, you know, I will let you know, obviously. But that would be quite exciting, and I would like to do a bit of vlogging in Japan. That would be fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I do feel a bit frustrated with Japanese at the moment. I do feel like I don't have as much mental space as I normally do. I still try to do Anki every day, because, you know, that's at least 15-20 minutes of practice for sure that I do every day. And I try to watch videos of, you know, grammar lessons. But I'd like to, there's a channel which I found, which I can't remember now. I will put a link in the description box below. But it's a Japanese teacher, and she's really good because she explains grammar and situations in Japanese, and it's easy Japanese. It's kind of a little bit above my level, but a lot of it I can understand, you know, especially using the Japanese subtitles. I can understand quite a bit, and it's quite nice for me to work on, you know, immersion, or like sort of how should I say that, content which is aimed at learners, but that are fully in the language. I think that's something I'd like to do more of. So on this note, that was a short one, I think, but if you have any questions, as always, you can ask them, and I will see you very soon. Bye!